So I met a girl, and let me tell you something. I haven't been going on a lot of dates recently. Mainly because after you go on a lot of dates, you start to realize that most of the people you go on dates with are all the same. Like, yeah, everyone's unique in their own way. I get it, that's true, that's cute, but at the same time, after a while, you start to realize that most people are actually kind of predictable. And so after a while, it gets hard to find someone who isn't like most people because you have to meet most people in order to find someone who isn't like most people. And if you want to be someone who isn't like most people, you gotta be good at holding conversations. You have to have your own views, your own opinions, not always be afraid of disagreeing with the other person. You have to not react to the other person. You have to be comfortable in your own skin with who you are. And for me, it's hard to find someone else like that. But I met someone who was kind of like that, and it was actually really refreshing. We met each other, we talked for a little bit, we decided, we don't hate each other, and I was like, hey, what are you doing Sunday? And so we went out. And on this date, we broke so many traditional first date rules that I was actually inspired to make a video about it. Because look, a first date, that is your first impression. First impressions matter way more than most people think, because if your first impression sucks, you're not gonna get a second impression. Which is why when you plan on going on a date, it's always good to have some sort of game plan going in. So we schedule it for Sunday, I'm like, awesome, I'll pick you up. So I'm driving over to her place, I'm on my way, I don't have a care in the world, I'm just listening to music, I'm singing, I'm having a good time. I get to her place, I text her, hey, I'm here, she's like, awesome, I'll be out in a second. And literally, like instantly the second she said, I'll be out in a second, as I read that text message, I didn't realize until that moment I had no game plan going in. This girl's about to get in my car, and I have no idea where I'm taking her. So she gets in the car, first thing she fucking says, she's like, so, what did you have in mind? And as the man, I feel like, and yeah, I said as the man, that's right, call me sexist, whatever. But as the man, I feel like it's my responsibility to have some sort of game plan going in. I shouldn't expect her to like be the one to decide what we're gonna do. And me being terrible at improv, I'm trying to figure out something we can do to have fun. I was like, I don't know, do you like getting drunk? And she was like, I love getting drunk, and I was like, boom! Commonalities. So we stay at her place, we call an Uber because we're responsible adults, and we go to this little dive bar that she recommended, and we walk in. The place is completely dead. There might have been 8 people in the entire place, including the staff. So we walk in, we're talking, we are by far the loudest people in the entire place. We go, we sit down at the bar, and by the way, this is how prepared I was when I said, yo, do you want to go to a bar? This is how good I am at thinking ahead. We sit at the bar, bartender comes over, she asks us, hey, what do you want to drink? We order drinks, she goes, awesome, can I see some ID? I reach into my phone because my phone is like one of these things where it like holds my ID. Except this time, when I opened my phone, it looked like this. Because I forgot my ID. I suggest that we go get drinks, and I don't even have proof that I'm over 21. I'm a genius, I know. So now, for the rest of the evening while we're at this bar, I gotta sit here while the girl I'm with can order drinks, and I'm over here, and I can't order drinks. The irony of it is the fact that I'm over 21, she was 20, but she may or may not have had a fake ID, so she was able to get drinks. It was just ridiculous. Which in reality, all that means is that every time the bartender wasn't looking, I would just sip her drink, and then whenever the bartender would turn around, I would pretend I was completely sober. So we had a good system going. It was actually kind of fun. I liked it. But here's the thing about first dates. When you go out with someone, when it's the first date, when you're just getting to know them, it's usually good to have some sort of activity you're doing while you're talking to them. Because certain people, let's be honest, suck at talking. And if you don't have any sort of thing that you're doing, any sort of activity while you're talking to them, there is plenty of opportunities for awkward silences. And it only takes one awkward silence to ruin the rest of the evening. Like, it's literally just you and them, mano y mano, okay? And I'll be honest, the chemistry that we had at the beginning of the date was night and day compared to the end of the date. It was one of those things where it's like, okay, you seem cool, but let's see if you're more than just a pretty face. And here's the thing about having a good first date. You are only in control of 50% of that date. And so my advice is control the fuck out of that 50% that you got. And that's what I did, and that's what she did, and what was nice is that as we started talking to each other, we both had really good questions, and we both had really good answers. And the more we asked each other things about each other, the more interested we were in each other. And one of the key distinctions between someone who I like and someone who I'm not impressed by is if they are going to agree with me on everything that I say. Like, you know, there's like this rule, like when you go on a first date, don't talk about politics, don't talk about religion, don't talk about your exes, don't talk about any of that, just keep it light. Me and this girl, it was so natural. I was so comfortable talking to her about anything. We talked about all that shit within the first hour. And we didn't feel judged or anything when we had disagreements. We were actually able to ask each other things, disagree on it, and explore the other person's mind, which is something that I can never find with most people. It wasn't like I would give my opinion and then she would just agree with me on whatever I said. Like, no, if she disagreed, she would disagree, and that's something that I really respect about people in general. It's just hard to find people that are actually like that. In fact, I think the biggest argument we had, I think there were two arguments that we had that actually got a little bit heated. The first one was about the fact that she doesn't like the taste of water, which is, that's just weird. And the second one was the fact that I have never seen the show The Office, and after consideration, I realized I was in the wrong for that one. I don't know how I never saw that show. I'm already on season 2. Why didn't anyone tell me sooner? Leave a comment down below if you watch The Office. Let me know who your favorite character is. I'm kind of curious. Right now, my favorite is Jim and Pam. I like them as a couple. Like, I kind of want a relationship like them, even though at this point, Pam is kind of marrying someone. It's kind of weird. It's a really good show though, I really like it. But anyway, this wasn't a date that was supposed to be some crazy story with a bunch of twists and turns and things that go wrong, even though I already forgot my ID, so something went wrong anyway. It was just supposed to show you that the key to a good first date is not about trying to conform and make the other person like you. It's about being whoever the hell you are and just showing that side of you and not judging them for whoever they are. And as you guys talk and you ask good questions and you have interesting answers, be interested in the other person. Learn about the other person. I know that's really vague advice. Maybe I can make another video on how to hold a good conversation in the future. If you would like that, leave a comment down below or give this video a thumbs up. But this date was about two strangers who met at 8 p.m. and started a conversation that didn't end until 3 a.m. And in case you're wondering why I was still with her at 3 in the morning, it's because I drank so I couldn't drive home. Don't worry, okay, I slept on the couch. Everyone calm down. Don't want your imaginations running too wild. But that's what I really liked about it. I wasn't in my head. I wasn't trying to think of what to say next. I was just listening to someone who I felt was equally listening to me. And in all honesty, someone can give you a million tips on how to have a great date, but that's all you need. You don't need a bunch of amazing fireworks and crazy things you're doing. You just need a good connection. And sometimes the chemistry isn't gonna be there. That's not your fault. That's not even their fault. Sometimes two puzzle pieces just don't fit together. That's not the puzzle piece's fault. They're meant to fit with other pieces. And the only way you're gonna find someone who fits with you best is by going out there and meeting new people as often as possible. But guys, if this is your first time ever watching one of my videos and you don't hate my face, feel free to subscribe because we make videos like this every single week. And guys, that's really all I've got to say on it, so thanks for watching. I like the taste of water, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace. By the way, I don't actually say water, I only say that on video. I actually say water, because I'm from Philly. Judge me, I don't care. I do care, because I say water in my videos.